means that I cannot understand English a little bit. Okay, amari. So amari still is an adverb that modifies wakarimasen a little bit, but this is used with negative or with negative statement. Yung yoko at skoshi naman, ginagamit siya for affirmative statements. Okay? Okane ga, okane is money. Okane ga, takusan arimas. So takusan means a lot. Okay? So I have a lot of money. Watashi wa okane ga takusan arimas. Okay? Okane ga zen arimasen. On the other hand, zen means walang-wala. And this is used with negative statements. That is why si arimas nagiging arimasen. Kasi arimasen is wala. Arimas is meron. Wakarimas is nakakaintindi. Wakarimasen, hindi nakakaintindi. Kaya okane ga takusan arimas, meaning to say, I have a lot of money. Okane ga zen arimasen, ibig sabihin, wala akong pera. So pag sinabi kong Nihongo ga zen wakarimasen, ibig sabihin, hindi ako nakakaintindi ni katiting na Japanese. Okay? Kasi pag zen, zero na yon, wala na siya. So titingnan natin yung table dito sa baba, yung degree. For high degree, we have yoku. Yung daitai naman, nasa kalagitnaan. Yung skoshi naman, yung nasa pinakaibaba. Pag negative naman tayo, gagamit tayo ng adverb na amari and zen. Again, yoko, daitai, and sokoshi are adverbs used in affirmative statements, while amari and zen are used in negative statements. So for example, sasabihin kong watashi wa Nihongo ga amari wakarimasen. So ibig sabihin, I cannot understand Japanese a little bit. Okay? So pag zen, ibig sabihin wala na. In terms of amount, no, pag pinag-uusapan, ang dami ang pinag-uusapan. So gagamitin natin takusan and tsukushi. Takusan is large and then tsukushi is small. And this is used with affirmative statements. Okay? And then for negative statements, we use amari and zen. Okay? So for the last, we have last two. Okay, we have subject 1, kara, subject 2. Okay, so meaning to say, yung unang subject at subject 2. Okay, example, jikan ga arimasen kara, okay, kara, shimbun o yumimasen. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kara connects two sentences together to denote a causal relationship. So subject or sentence 1 rather is the reason for sentence 2. Okay, so jikan ga arimasen. So arimasen means wala. So wala ng oras. Jikan is oras. So jikan ga arimasen. Anong nangyari? Shimbun o yumimasen. So hindi ko nabasa ang newspaper. So kara here is it's a word. It can be siguro sa English sabihin natin siyang conjunction siya kasi nagko-connect siya ng dalawang sentences. Okay? Pero kara is introducing causal relationship. So ito yung dahilan kaya ito ang nangyari. No? Jikan ga arimasen kara shimbun o yumimasen. Okay? Wala ng oras kaya hindi nabasa ang newspaper. So maiasa o yumimasu ka. Maiasa shimbun o yumimasu ka. Do you read newspaper every day? Maiasa is every day. So maiasa shimbun o yumimasu ka. Iie yumimasen. Jikan ga arimasen kara. Okay. So this is interesting about Japanese because the connector can be said at the last part of the sentence. Yung reason, yung effect, sinabi mo na yung effect, at yung cause, nasa hulihan, tapos may kara. No? Interesting no? sa Japanese. So, iye yumimasen, hindi ko nabasa. Jikan ga arimasen kara, kasi walang oras. Okay? So, yung kara, nasa dulo siya. Okay? So, that's sentence 1, kara, and sentence 2. Now, let's move on to doshite. Okay, doshite is kind of asking why. Doshite, okay, that's why. Doshite, asa, shimbun o yumimasen ka? Why don't you read newspaper in the morning? Okay? Shimbun ga arimasen kara. Wala akong newspaper. Okay? Kyo wa hayaku kairimasu. Okay. Kyo wa means today. Hayako means immediately. Okay, immediately. Hayako or quickly, quickly. Okay, it's also another adverb. Kairimasu means come home. So kyo wa hayako kairimasu. Okay, today I come home quickly. Doshite desu ka? Okay. Why? Kodomo no tanjoubi desu kara. Okay. So it's my child's birthday. Okay. Because it's my child's birthday. So kodomo no tanjoubi desu or kodomo no tanjoubi desu kara. So kara is the connector as I mentioned earlier. But in Japanese, we can put it at the end of the sentence to show that you are giving the cause of an action. Bakit siya umuwi ng maaga or bakit siya umuwi kaagad-agad, no? Dahil birthday na kanyang anak. So that's why we put kara. Okay. For example, doshite kyo wa Nihongo o koraso shimasu ka? Why are we having a Japanese class today? Okay. So you can say that students or gakusei tachi. Gakusei tachi Nihongo ga hitsuyo kara, for example. So because it's important for the students, for example. Okay, do you have questions with Module 1? Meron bang mga tanong bago tayo dumako sa Module 2? Sinong may tanong sa Module 1? Are you still there? Nandyan pa po ba tayo? Leslie?
Yes.
May
Wala
tanong,
ko
Leslie? Sige, go ahead.
Wala ko question, sir.
Ay, okay. Very good. Sige. Punta tayo sa Module 2. No? Ang bilis natin. Module 2 na tayo kaagad. Okay. Dumako tayo. Diretso na tayo sa ating okay. Dito na tayo sa discussion. Kung inyong napapansin last time, nung unang natin, pinag-usapan natin si noun ga arimas, no? Kung inyong naalala, sabi ko kanina, arimas, 'di ba? Pag non-living things, no? Inanimate object. Si imas naman, ginagamit lamang natin si imas kapag yung pinag-uusapan ay living things. Halimbawa, mga hayop, tao, ayan, imas yan. Noun ga imas. Junri sensei ga imas. No? Imas, kasi tao ako. Electric fan ga arimas. No? Kasi ang electric fan ay hindi tao. Iye, no? Bahay, for example. House ga arimas. No? Kasi bahay is non-living thing. So, we have here examples. No? Computer ga arimas. Ayan, arimas, non-living thing. Sakura ga arimas. Okay, alam na natin yung sakura. Koen ga arimas, no? Kapag hindi tao yung pinag-uusapan. Halimbawa, tao naman, otoko no hito means lalaki. Otoko no hiko ga, otoko no hito ga imas. Inu ga imas, no? Yung aso, no? Kahit na yung aso ga imas ang tawag doon. So very simple lang yung natin. So si arimas is used when what is present is inanimate. Okay, yun lang siya kasimple, no? And or does not move by itself. So things, plants, places belong in this category. However, si imas is used when what is present is animate and moves by itself. People and animals belong in this category. Kaya tayo imas. Gakusei imas, sensei imas, daigako arimas, ie arimas, Tsukue arimas, ketai arimas, ayan, arimas kabang arimas, so arimas siya, means non-living thing. So simple, that's a very simple explanation. Noun, place, ni, noun, ga, arimas, or imas. So ibig sabihin na si noun 2 ay nasa loob ng noun 1. Okay? Or si noun 2 rather ay nasa loob ng noun 1. Kaya nga noun 1 place ni, noun 2 ga, arimas or imas. Halimbawa, watashi no heya ni tsukue ga arimas. So ibig sabihin, sa aking room, sa aking bedroom, heya is bedroom, mayroong mesa. Okay? Mayroong mesa. So ang gagawin natin is noun, tapos anong noun yon? Heya. Heya is the noun. Watashi no heya means my room. So watashi no heya is noun, that's place. And then meron tayong ni. Noun 2 is tsukue. And then ga arimas. So ibig sabihin, meron akong table sa loob ng aking bedroom. Watashi no heya ni tsukue ga arimas. Okay. Jimusho ni Mira-san ga imas. So nasaan si Mira-san? Nandoon sa kanyang opisina, no? So sa opisina nandoon si Mira-san. So jimusho is the place, ni noun Mira-san ga imas. Okay? Chika ni nani ga arimasu ka? So chika, I'm talking about the underground. Okay, chika. Chika ni nani ga arimasu ka? So what if magtatanong tayo kung anong meron sa underground or sa subway? Okay? So sabihin natin chika. No? Chika is the place plus ni. Nani here becomes the noun and ga arimasu ka. Okay? So tanong na siya. Sabihin natin jimusho ni nani ga arimasu ka? Okay, pwedeng sabihin natin. Or anata no heya ni nani ga arimasu ka? Okay, so you are asking what is inside the place. Or pag sabihin kong kabang ni nani ga arimasu ka? So what is inside the bag? Okay? Uketsuki ni dari ga imasu ka? Okay, uketsuki ni dari ga imasu ka? So uketsuki is a place, and then ni, dari is a noun, and ga imasu ka. No? Ginamit natin yung imasu ka kasi imasu ka is again it's a human being, no? Breathing, alive and breathing. So gumamit tayo ng imasu ka. Okay? So now puntahan natin yung okay. So nani is used for things and dari is used for people. Okay. So we have another example here is noun 1 wa plus noun 2 place ni arimas at imas. So noun 1, Tokyo Disneyland. Wa. So pinag-usapan natin si Tokyo Disneyland. Chiba-ken is the place. And then ni arimas. Ganun sa kasimple. Tokyo Disneyland wa Chiba-ken ni arimasu. Saan makikita ang CPSU? So sasabihin nating Central Philippine University or Central Philippine Daigaku wa Kabankalan ni arimasu. So which means that Central Philippine State University is located in Kabankalan City. Okay? Ano pa ba? Bacolod City, for example. Bacolod City wa Negros Occidental ni arimasu. So, Bacolod, noun 1, makikita sa Negros Occidental. So, parang ganun lang siya, no? Another example is Mira-sang wa jimusho ni imasu. So, si Mira-sang is noun 1. Wa. So, pinag-usapan natin si Mira-sang. Nasaan si Mira-sang? Nandun siya sa noun 2, jimusho ni imasu. Okay? Next, number 3. Tokyo Disneyland wa doko ni arimasu ka? Chiba-ken ni arimasu. No, yung sagot. So, yung Tokyo Disneyland is noun 1. Wa. Okay, wa is a topic marker. Place is doko where. Doko ni arimasu ka? Okay. So where is Tokyo Disneyland? Chiba Ken ni arimasu. So Tokyo Disneyland is in Chiba Ken. Okay. Very interesting, no? Ang pangalan ng lugar, Tokyo Disneyland, pero hindi makikita sa Tokyo. Makikita siya sa Chiba. No? Kasi wala nang lugar sa Tokyo para paglagyan ng Tokyo Disneyland, kaya doon sa ibang prefecture inilagay, no? Hindi sa Tokyo. Baka magtaka kayo, bakit Tokyo Disneyland tapos hindi siya sa Tokyo makikita? Nandun siya sa Chiba Ken. No? Kasi yung Chiba and Tokyo are magkatabi. No? Tapos yung Tokyo is like Manila. Diba sa Manila, wala nang lugar na paglalagyan pa ng ganong kalaking theme park kagaya ng Tokyo Disneyland. So doon siya sa ibang prefecture inilagay, no? Pero yung pangalan ay Tokyo Disneyland, pero hindi siya sa Tokyo makikita. So it's very interesting. Mira-sang wa doko ni imasu ka. So ganun pa rin, no? Mira-sang is noun 1 and then wa, topic marker wa. Ang ibig sabihin, pinag-uusapan natin si Mira-sang. Doko is the place and then ni imasu ka. You're asking where Mira-sang is. So, where is Mira-sang? Mira-sang wa doko ni imasu ka? Jimosho ni imasu. Okay? So, jimosho means lugar tsaka imasu. Ni imasu. Okay? So, we also have noun 1 plus thing, person, place, no, noun 2, and then position. Okay? So, tsukue no ue. Okay? Tsukue is noun 1. Okay? No ue. Meaning to say position, ue is sa taas. So, you are giving directions. Tsukue no ue. Meaning sa nasa taas ng mesa. Nasa itaas ng mesa. Tsukui no ue. Tsukui no shita. Pag nasa ibaba, shita naman. No? Kung nasaan yung posisyon niya. So pwedeng sabihin natin tsukui no ue ni shashin ga arimasu. So there is a picture on the table. No? Ganun na siya kasimple. There is a picture on the table. No? Shashin is picture. So, tsukui no ue means on top of the table, there is a picture. Kumbaga, yun yung tawag dito, yung word for word direct translation. Yubin kyoku wa ginko no tonari ni arimasu. No? Especially in giving directions, yubin kyoku is post office. Okay? Ginko is bank. Tonari means it's tonari, no? Tonari means near, no? Near. So yubin kyoko wa ginko no tonari ni arimasu. So makikita sa tabi ng ang post office ay makikita sa tabi ng bangko, no? Sa tabi ng bangko. So ginko no tonari. So ginko is noun 1 plus no plus position. Nasaan siya? Tonari. Okay? Ni arimasu. Okay? Eki no chikaku de tomodachi ni aimashita. So, eki means noun 1. It is the, eki is, what do you call this? It's a terminal. No, eki is a terminal. And then no chikaku de. Chikaku is near. Okay? Let me just check tonari, no? Kasi I'm confused. Parang tonari is opposite eh. Japanese meaning. Let me just confirm it. Okay, so next, tama naman yung sinabi ko, no? Next, tonari is next building, adjacent, no? Kumbaga, adjacent yung tonari. Okay. Tapos na tayo sa 1. Okay, so eki no chikako de, chikako near. Okay, near, chikako de. Okay, so eki is terminal. So near the terminal, tomodachi is kaibigan. Ni aimashita. Aimashita means met. Okay, met. So I met my friend at the terminal, near the terminal. I met my friend near the terminal. So eki no chikaku de tomodachi ni aimashita. Okay? So we have here a couple of directions, no? Ue sa taas, shita sa baba, mae in front, o shiru sa likod. Migi is kanan, Hidare is kaliwa. Naka is nasa gitna. Soto nasa labas. No? Tonari nasa tabi, next lang siya. Chikako near, na malapit lang. And Aida nasa gitna ng dalawa. Okay? So these are denoting positions. So ginagamitan natin ng ni na particle at saka de, no? Can come after them as indicated in the third sentence. No? De. Saan nangyari ang aksyon? So, ekinochikako de. Okay? For example, ima no kuraso wa Google Meet de shite imasu. Okay? So, meaning to say we are doing it here on the Google Meet. Okay? So, kung saan nangyari yung action, so doon yung ginagamitan natin ng particle na de. Okay, and second to the last, we have ni 1 or noun 1, ya plus noun 2. Okay, so ito sa mga pinakasimpleng expressions lang kasi ya ay parang gamit niya is and. Okay, so and, no, ya, yung gamit ng ya is and. Okay, so example, hako no naka ni tigami ya shashin ga arimasu. So meaning to say, inside the envelope, there is a letter and a picture. Okay, so hako is, in the box rather. So in the box, sa loob ng box, no, hako no naka. So hako no naka meaning sa loob ng box, ni tigami is letter. Ya shashin photo ga arimasu. So meaning sa loob ng box, merong letter and then merong what you call this, picture. Hako no naka ni tigami ya shashin nado ga arimasu. No? Siya is and. Sinado naman, etc. No, diba? Gumagamit tayo ng etc. So pwedeng gumamit tayo ng etc. nado. Okay, nado. So for example, Junri wa nani o dong na, for example, dong na kodamo no ga suki desu ka? So anong prutas yung gustong-gusto ko? Na, halimbawa, you're asking me. So I will say, watashi no suki na kodamo no ga ringo ya banana nado desu. Okay, so I'm giving already 1, 2, and then etc. Okay, so parang pareho din yung gamit sa English, no? Ng nado is put after the last noun to explicitly express that there are also some other things of the kind na hindi mo na sinabi. Okay? And then for the last, we have word s, no? And then desu ka. So, sumimasen. Yunyuya sutuwa wa doko desu ka? Okay, so you're asking for the specific store. So, yunyuya sutuwa desu ka? Biro no naka desu. Okay. So here, word s and then desu ka. So we are using this in asking for places. No, nasaan ba, di ba desu ka, ginagamit sa pagtatanong. So gagamitan lamang natin siya ng ng subject or ng sentence and then desu ka, no? Yunya sutuwa wa doko desu ka? So noun wa doko and then desu ka. So the particle ka here has the function to confirm. The speaker picks up a word or words she wants to confirm and confirms them using the pattern. So kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung sinabi niya, hindi ka sigurado kung tama ba yung pandinig mo, pwede mong ulitin to ask for a confirmation using ka. So yun yuwa stuwa desu ka? So you are confirming it. Biro no naka desu? So biro no naka desu means inside that building. Biro is building. Biro no naka means inside the building. So biro no naka. Ano means that, inside that building. Okay? So meron ba tayong mga tanong for module 2?
Sir, excuse my question ko.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Ang sa number 4, bala sir, kaya di ba noun 1 plus position, when we say position, in general ba na siya, like maghambal ka nga, pwede man siya gamitan sang eldest, youngest, elder, or like for example sa officer, president, vice president, kay di ba position man na siya, sir?
We are talking here of the position direction.
Location. Okay.
Dito is position yet. We are talking here, the position that is being talked about here is the direction of the place. No? So, tama yung sinabi mo, location. No? Nasa taas ba sa, nasa baba, di ba? Yung ginamit ko kanina, migi, no? Hidari, oshiro, mae, uesta, no? Mga ganon. So, those are directions or locations. Kumbaga, yung mga prepositions ang equivalent niya, no? Location. So
Okay,
we are
sir.
using it for that purpose, no? So sa pattern na yun yung gamit niya, no? Noun 1, no, and then position. So ganyan sinabi ko na, biro no naka. Naka is inside. So biro is noun 1, no, naka is inside, noun 2. So that's position rather. So inside the building. So biro no naka. So biro no naka is inside the building. Okay? Pwedeng nasaan ba ang halimbawa, gyunyu wa doko desu ka? You're asking where the milk is. Gyunyu wa doko ni arimasu ka? So sabihin mong rizoko no naka ni arimasu. So inside the refrigerator. Rizoko no naka ni arimasu. So maging ganun siya. No? You are giving directions. That's why you are using the pattern noun 1 plus noun 2, that's position.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so no more questions. Okay, mabilisan lang. Sana matapos natin yung kahit ano man lang, no? Kahit 5 modules today. So I hope we can finish it. Okay, so i-try kong i-open itong next na module. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to I'm recording it now so that I can try to upload this on the YouTube, no, for those who cannot or who are not with us today. So pwedeng yung i-review. So we have here module 3, you know, this is lesson 11. Okay, so we have here sa discussion na part. So our first what do you call this? First pattern is saying numbers. No? So for saying numbers, di ba, meron tayong ichi, ni, sang. Di ba, meron tayong ganon. Pero sa pagbibigay ng numero, halimbawa, when you are like, ano dito, yung you are counting fruits, for example, or apples. Siguro when you are counting numbers normally, ichi, ni, sangyong, go, roku, parang ganun okay lang siya, no? Pero if you are counting fruits, no, ilang fruits ba? So meron tayong special counter, no? Ang tawag natin doon actually ay counter. Ewan ko lang kung nakapaglagay ako dito ng table for the counter. Meron akong table for the counter, no? Ito. Ayan, nakita natin. Imas, no, for kodomo, imas, nihon ni imas, no, stay, where do you stay, no, right now, where you're staying right now. Kakarimas, take, yasumimas, no, take a day off. Hitotsu for 1, no, ito yung mga special counter natin. Iba-iba kasi yung counter sa Japanese, no, medyo confusing siya kasi sa tao, iba rin yung gagamitin sa tao, no, hindi, hitotsu hindi magagamit na when you are referring to one person. Hitori, no, for one person, no. So that's why it's a little bit confusing, no, kung paano gagamitin ito. Pero sa normally, no, normal na counting, ginagamit natin yung hitotsu, no. Hitotsu for 1, futatsu for 2, mitsu for 3, yotsu for 4, itsutsu for 5, mutsu for 6, nanatsu for 7, yatsu for 8, kokonotsu for 9, to for 10, ikotsu, no, how many? So, tabita ringo ga ikotsu desu ka, for example. How many apples have you eaten? Okay, so we also use special counter for people. Ganyan sinabi ko kanina, hitori for isa. Futari, dalawang tao. No? Sang nin, yung nin, no? Pag tatlo hanggang pataas na. So, ang special lang is the first two. No? Pag pinag-uusapan namin machine naman, yung halimbawa car, ilang car meron ka? No? Dai ang gamit naman dun sa car. Kuruma wa nandai desu ka? So, how many cars do you have? So, dai ang gamit. May naman for paper, for stamps, no? May naman yung gamit. And then times, gumagamit tayo ng kai. No? How many times? Ringo, no? That's apple. And then mikan, mandarin, orange. Isokurimu, that's ice cream. And futo, it's envelope. Okay? So yun yung mga ano natin, no? Mga basic vocabulary words that you need to learn before you learn this particular pattern. No? Hitori, futari, ringo, yotsu, kaimashita. Okay, so meaning to say, I bought 4 apples. No? Ringo o yotsu kaimashita. So, o naman yung particle na gamit dito, and then the number, and then the verb. Mikang o ikutsu kaimashita ka? So, how many mandarin oranges did you buy? So, yatsu kaimashita. Okay. So, kono kaisha ni gaikokujin ga nanin imasu ka? So, how many foreigners? How many foreigners are there in that or in that particular company? So, go nin imasu. So, ito yung pag ano natin. No? Dono kurai. Dono kurai means how long. Dono kurai Nihongo benkyou shimashita ka? So how long did you study Japanese? Sannen benkyou shimashita. So meaning to say 3 years, no? Sannen. Osaka kara Tokyo made dono kurai kakarimasu ka? So Osaka kara from Osaka. Tokyo made until Tokyo. So from Osaka to Tokyo, dono kurai kakarimashita? How long does it take? Shinkansen de 2 時間半 kakarimasu. Okay? So, it is 2.5 hours by Shinkansen. Okay? So, Shinkansen de 2 時間半 kakarimasu. Okay? So, gakko ni sensei ga 3 nin gurai imasu. So, there are around 30 teachers. No, gurai here, it's about, no, or around. So, there are around 30 teachers in my school. Okay? Gaku ni sensei ga 30 nin gurai imasu. Okay? So you have here the nan is a counter to ask how many. Nan nin, nan mai, okay. Nandai. Dono kurai is used to ask the length of time. Dono kurai, length of time. So kaban kalan kara Bacolod made dono kurai kakarimasu ka? So sabihin natin 2 kurai kakarimasu. Diba? 2 oras lang naman papuntang Bacolod. No? 2 kurai kakarimasu. So gurai is added after quantifiers to mean about. About. Okay, so we have here quantifier, period, ni, kai, and then verb. Okay, so we have here the example, ikagetsu ni nikai egao mimasu. So ikagetsu, in 1 month, I watch a movie twice. Okay, ikagetsu ni, no, 1 month, nikai, 2 beses, egao mimasu. So I watch a movie twice in a month. Okay? So with this expression, you can say, how often do you do something? Okay? So, for example, may tanong ako, nang kai hong o yumimasu? Nang kai hong o yumimasu ka? So kung nagbabasa ka ng libro every day, so pwede mong sabihing maiasa, no, every morning. Okay? Or maibang, no, every night. Okay? So, mai asa ni ikai hong o yumimasu. Okay? So, ikai means once. You read a book, no, every day. So, halimbawa, ilang beses ka nang kay bakolod ni ikimasu ka? So, sabihin natin once in a month. So, ikagetsu ni ikai bakorod ni ikimasu or bakorodo e ikimasu. So, parang ganun siya. No? So, ginamit natin yung kai and then verb. Okay? So we also have quantifier dake and a noun dake. Okay. Tawa denki ni gaikokuji no shain ga hitori dake imasu. Dake is only. Okay. So it means Pawa Denki is a name of the company. So gaikokujin is foreigner. Shain is employee. Hitori is one. Dake is only. Imas is the verb used for, what do you call this? Verb of being used for living things. So there is only one foreign employee in Power Denki. Okay, so Power Denki ni gaikokujin no shain ga hitori dake imasu. So there's only one dake. Yasumi wa nichiyobi dake desu. So meaning to say your rest day is only Sunday. Okay, nichiyobi dake. So meaning to say kung ano yung gusto mong i-emphasize, word and then dake. Okay? So for example, I speak only, for example, no, sabihin natin isang lingwahe lang yung nasasalita ko, halimbawa Tagalog, no, or Filipino, so sabihin ko, watashi wa Tagarogo dake hanasimasu. No? Which means na ang na isasalita ko ay Tagalog lang, no, for example. So yun yung gamit ng dake. Okay, so any questions for module 3? No, gusto ko yung may magtatanong, no, gaya ni Leslie kanina, para at least malalaman ko na we are still on the same page. May tanong ba tayo? Shall we move on to 4? Bilis natin, no? Makukuha natin yung kahit man lang hanggang 5. No? I don't want to give so much burden on you. So perhaps we can just discuss the first 5 modules, no, para at least, no, yung remaining, if we have time sa succeeding no weeks, no, we can meet once again for the remaining 3. Okay, so we have now on the 4th module. Okay, so we have the 4th module. Nandito na tayo sa past tense. Wow, bilis natin, no? Past tense of noun sentences and na-adjective sentences. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na na-adjective and then e-adjectives, no? For the na-adjectives, madali lang siya kasi lalagyan na natin ng deshta, na magtatapos siya palagi sa deshta, yung noun natin. Interestingly, in Japanese, di ba sa English, ang mayroong past tense ang verb, di po ba? Sa Japanese, ang may past tense, hindi lang verb, kundi pati na rin noun, no, may past tense si noun, at pati na rin si adjective, may past tense din si adjective. So ibig sabihin, we are making the noun in the past also with adjective and with verbs. Okay? So halimbawa, kinowa ame deshita. Umulan kahapon, no? So kino is kahapon. Pinag-usapan natin kahapon. No? Wa, because of the particle wa, we know already na pinag-uusapan si kino. Ano nangyari kahapon? Ame. Kasi kahapon na siya, so past tense na siya. So lagyan natin ng deshita. No? Ame is rain, so deshita. Kino wa, ame deshita. Okay? Pwede mong sabihin rin na watashi wa kino bakolod ni imashita. Okay, so I was in Bacolod yesterday. Kino watashi wa kino watashi wa Bacolod ni imashita. Okay? So, as inyo napapansin, shita, no, yung ating past tense. Another sentence. Kino no shikin wa kantan ja arimasen deshita. So, the test yesterday was not easy. Kantan ja arimasen deshita. So, ibig sabihin, nagdagdag lang tayo ng deshita, no, para magiging past tense siya. Tingnan niyo yung table dito, oh. We have the na adjectives, no? The na adjectives.
Naka-display, sir. Wala sa may na to.
Ay, sorry. Hindi ko pa siya na, pasensya. Hindi ko na share yung screen. Okay, thank you, Angel. Okay, so ito na yung ating table, no? Kino, no, shikin, wa, kantan, dyan. Okay, so we have the table here for the non-past, present, and future. So we have ame, shizuka. So gamit natin des, no? Kasi sa present and future in Japanese, simple lang naman. Des yung gamit, both present and future. Ame, shizuka, so ja arimasen is the past and present. I mean, present and future. However, for the past, so ame deshita, shizuka deshita. Okay? Shizuka means quiet. No? Ame, okay, so ame and then shizuka. No? Pag negative na statement naman, isulat na natin yung ja arimasen deshita. And then complete na. That's already the past tense of your sentence. Okay? Meron din tayong adjectives na sinasabi nating e-adjective. No? Meron tayong e-adjective. At yung mga e-adjective natin, napabilang doon yung mga examples natin dito. At sui, yun yung isa sa mga e-adjectives natin. No? Past tense of e-adjective sentences. So, kinowa at sukata des. No? Hindi natin sinabing kinowa at sui deshita. No? Although mauunawaan yun ng mga Hapon, pero the grammatically correct sentence would or should have been atskata des. Okay? Kung nyo napapansin, bakit may des pa? Kasi kailangan may des to complete the sentence. No? Yung past tense lang dito yung atskata. Pero to complete the sentence, meron pa rin siyang des. Kinono pati wa amari tanoshi kunakatta des. So tanoshi is an e-adjective. So, ano ba yung ano niya? Ano ba yung negative ng tanoshi? Tanoshi kunai. So, tanoshi kunai in past tense, tanoshi kunakata. So, kinuha mo yung I tapos pinalitan ng nakata. Okay? So, nagiging tanoshi kunakata. So, ganun din sa atsui, atsukata, atsukunakata. No? Yung atsukunakata. So, ibig sabihin, yung kunay, nagiging kunakata, no, sa past tense. So, kunay, so atsukunay, no, yung negative niya. Atsukunakata in the past tense. Tanoshi kunay, negative sentence, present and future. At tanoshi kunakata is the past tense. No? So we have here the example atsui des and then atsukunai des for both the present and the future. For the past is atsukata des and atsukunakata des. Okay? So I hope that's clear. If you have questions, you can ask after this module. And then we have noun 1 plus noun 2, yori adjective des. Okay, so this is used, yung yori is actually used in comparing two adjectives. Ibig sabihin, itong kuruma na to at ang kuruma na yan, no, kinukumpara mo. So, kuno kuruma wa, so pinag-usapan itong sasakyan na to. Ano kuruma made, at ang sasakyan na yon, yori oki desu. So, ibig sabihin si red car, no kuno kuruma, mas malaki kaysa green na car. Tinutukoy ko yung isang car pa. So, kunokuruma wa anokuruma yori oki desu. Oki means big. Okay? So, yung oki is an adjective. No? And that is the description, no? Of the red car, no? Comparing it to the green car. So, konokoroma wa anokoroma yori oki desu. Okay, so we also have, again, yung yori kinukumpara, no? Yung yori kinukumpara. So, ang gagawin lang is noun 1, wa, noun 2, yori, and then ano yung adjective na makakalamang sa una kaysa sa ikalawa. Now, for example, gakuse, yung first gakuse, no? Sabihin natin si ano na lang, si Mira-sang. Mira-sang wa Jun-san yori Nihongo ga jouzu desu. No? For example, no? So if you are trying to compare the two Japanese, no, ability to speak Japanese, for example, let's have a simpler example. No? Yung gamitin lang natin yung kire. No? Kire means beautiful. So Tokyo wa, Kyoto wa Tokyo yori kiri desu. So ibig sabihin mas maganda ang Kyoto kaysa Tokyo, no, for example. China, no, for example, China is Chugoku. Chugoku wa Nihon yori oki desu. So ibig sabihin mas malaki ang China kaysa Japan. Okay? Ano pa yung example natin? Yung takay naman, yung mataas, no, mataas takay. So sabihin natin, Burj Khalifa wa, no, yung building sa Dubai, Burj Khalifa wa 101 Tower yori takay desu. So mas mataas ang Burj Khalifa kaysa 101 Tower in Taiwan. For example lang. Yun yung pinaka-classic example for yori. Okay? So we have 4, noun 1 plus noun 2, dochiraga, adjective desu ka, and then noun 1 or noun 2 noho ga, adjective desu. Okay? So we have examples below. Saka to yakyu to dochira ga omoshiroi desu ka? Okay. So soccer and baseball, which is more amazing or interesting? So in English translation, you can say, which is more interesting, soccer or baseball? Saka to, yakyu to, dochira ga omoshiroi desu ka? Okay. So the answer is, saka no ho ga omoshiroi desu. Okay. So you're saying that soccer is more interesting. Okay. Soccer is more interesting. Okay. Another example. Mira-sang to, Santo-sang to, dochira ga tenesu ga jouzu desu ka? So you're asking which is or who is more or who is better in tennis, Mira-sang or Santo-sang? Mira-sang to, Santo-sang to, dochira ga tenesu ga jouzu desu ka? So pwedeng sabihin natin Santo-sang no ho ga tenesu ga jouzu desu. Okay, or pwede namang sabihin Santoso sang ga Santoso no ho ga Santoso sang no ho ga jouzu desu. No? So pwedeng ganun siya, no? Diretso na sa adjective. Okay? Hokkaido to Osaka to dochira ga suzushi desu ka? Okay? So which one is more relaxing, Hokkaido or Osaka, for example? Okay, so you can answer it by choosing like Hokkaido no ho ga suzushi desu. Okay, pwedeng ganun siya. And then haru to aki to dochira ga suki desu ka? Okay, so which one do you like? Spring or autumn? Okay, haru to aki. Okay? So, pwedeng sabihin na haru no ho ga suki desu. So, kasi di ba, during spring, napakaraming cherry blossoms, no bulaklak. So for me, it's haru. But others maybe might find aki also interesting because aki is autumn, no? Diba? You can see the changing colors of the leaves. When you go to the forest, you would be able to see how beautiful the forest is, or the canopies, no, of the trees when the colors of the leaves are changing. So napakagandang tingnan, no? It's a beauty to behold. So it depends on how good or how you appreciate nature, no? So yun, parang nagtatanong lang siya. So noun 1 plus noun 2, dochiraga adjective desu ka? You are asking already a question. And then noun 1, no hoga adjective des, no? Mean to say, mas lamang ito siya, mas lamang siya, no? So yun yun. Halimbawa, sabihin natin, kaban ka lang to, bakolod to, dochiraga uki desu ka? So sabihin natin, bakolod no hoga oki desu. So, ibig sabihin, mas malaki ang bakolod kaysa kabankalan. Okay? Ano pa ba? Siguro, gamitin natin yung kirei, no? Or utsukushi. No? Utsukushi means beautiful. So, Baguio to, bakolod to, dochiraga utsukushi desu ka? So, mas maganda ang Baguio, no? Lalo na for travelers. So, pwede sabihin natin, Baguio no hoga utsukushi desu. So, yun yung ano natin, no? So, the question asks the listener to choose between the two items, noun 1 and noun 2, and the interrogative use is always dochira if the comparison is made between two items. Okay? So, for number 5, ito na yung last yata, no? Finally, we are on the last na, no? For module 4. Noun 1, no naka, de, nani ga ichibang adjective desu ka? Okay. So ito yung pattern na medyo complicated, no? Sa loob ni noun 1, alin doon ang alin doon, no? Parang ganun yung tanong niya, no? Noun 1 no nakade naniga ichibang adjective desu ka. So ichibang ski desu ka, no, for example. No, ichibang uki desu ka, no, for big. No? So depende sa kung ano yung ano mo. So pwede ring palitan natin si nani ng doko, no, lugar ang hinahanap, dare kung tao ang hinahanap, itsu kung ilan, no, yung hinahanap. Okay? And then noun tuga ichibang adjective desu. So we have an example here. Nihon ryori no nakade nani ga ichibang uishi desu ka? Tempura ga ichibang uishi desu. So, ibig sabihin, which or what Japanese dish do you like the most? Or is your most favorite? No? Or is the most delicious? Ichibang uishi desu. So, ichibang uishi means the most delicious. Which of the Japanese dishes is the most delicious? Okay? So, tempura ga ichibang oishi desu. No? So, tinatanong ka, no? Nihon ryori no nakade. No? So, among the Japanese dishes, which one is the most delicious? Okay? So, tempura ga ichibang oishi desu. So, pag tinanong ko na, Philippine Miss Universe no nakade, dari ga ichibang kirei desu ka? Okay, you can answer in the chat box. Philippine Miss Universe no nakade, dari ga ichibang kirei desu ka? Pwede kayong sumagot sa chat box na if you want. So pwede nyong gamitin yung ating expression na nani-nani ga ichibang kirei desu. Yung pinakamaganda. Ayan. So, sino makasagot? Who wants to give me the answer na lang orally? Philippine Miss Universe no nakade, dari ga ichibang kirei desu ka? Who can answer the question? Okay, nandiyan pa po ba kayo? Philippine Miss Universe no nakade, naniga or dariga ichibang kirei desu ka? Ano yung sagot natin nun? We have the pattern here. Nani nani ga ichibang kirides. Just say the word, no? And then ga ichibang kirides. So we have 4 Philippine Miss Universes already, no? Miss Universes. We have Gloria Diaz, Margie Moran, Pia Wurtzbach, and Catriona Gray. So Philippine Miss Universe no nakade, nani dariga ichibang kiri desu ka? So kung si Gloria Diaz yung pinakamaganda, so pwedeng sabihin Gloria Diaz ga ichibang kiri desu. For example, yun yun. Europa de doko ga ichibang yukata desu ka? So what's the best thing about Europe? Okay? Foranso ga ichibang yukata desu. So France is the best. Okay? France is the best. So parang ganun siya, no? Asking for the best. Okay? So do you have a question for module 4? Okay, sana you're still in there. Okay, ito na yung last na natin, no? Yung last natin is module 5. Okay, so let me just share the screen again for module 5. I hope you're still there. Okay, so we have here, I hope you have read the vocabulary words, no? And in lesson 13, lesson 5, no, in this module, we have here verbs. Asobimasu means enjoy, play. Oyogimasu means to swim. Mukaimasu means go to meet, no, and welcome. Chukarimasu, get tired. Dashimasu, send a letter. Hairimasu, enter. No? Demasu, go out. Keikonshimasu, marry, get married. Kaimono shimasu, do shopping. Shokuji shimasu, have a meal. Sampo shimasu, take a walk. Taihen, hard, tough, and severe, no, awful. Hoshi, want. Sabishi, lonely. Hiroi, wide and spacious. Simai, narrow. Chiakusho, municipal office, no. Puru, swimming pool. Kawa, river. Keizai, economy. Bijutsu, fine arts. Churi, fishing, and ski is suki. Suki is skiing. Okay, so we have here some patterns. Noun ga hoshi desu. Hoshi means something that you want. Okay, so it's different from ski. Hoshi is something that you want. Okay, example, watashi wa tomodachi ga hoshi desu. So, ako, kaibigan, gusto ko. Okay? So in English, we can translate this as, I want to have friends. Watashi wa tomodachi ga hoshi desu. Okay? So another one, ima nani ga ichibang hoshi desu ka? So what do you want now? Okay. Ima nani ga ichibang hoshi desu ka? So what is it that you really want now? Ichibang, the most that you want now. Kuruma ga hoshi desu. So ang sagot natin, pinakasimple lang, nani nani ga hoshi desu. So nani nani means the thing that you like, and then ga hoshi desu. So kuruma ga hoshi desu. Kodomo ga hoshi desu ka? Do you like to have kids? Or do you like children? Do you want children? Ie, hoshi konai desu. No, I don't want children. So yun siya. So we also have the verb mass form tai des. Example, yung tai naman, yung hoshi kanina is want. Actually, yung tai is also want. Gusto mong gawin. Okay? Yung hoshi parang want na parang dream, for example. Ito naman yung tai, yung sa verb naman siya ginagamit na gusto mo rin, no? So in a way, si hoshi at si tai ay parang similar sila in meaning, but tai is used with verbs, okay? So halimbawa, watashi wa okinawa e kitai desu. So I want to go to Okinawa. So ikitai is go, want to go. So I want to go to Okinawa. So ikitai. Watashi wa tempura o tabitai desu. I want to eat tempura. So tabetai. Tabimas, di ba? Yung ano natin. So kunin natin yung mas, palitan lang ng tai. So halimbawa, ikimas. So ikitai. Tabemas, tabitai. So Kobe de nani o kaitai desu ka? So kaitai is kaimas. No? Kaimas means buy. So remove the mas, palitan ng tai, so kaitai. So it already shows what you want to buy. Unaka ga itai desu kara nani mo tabi ta kunai desu. So the tai here is, of course, itai here is different because the tai here is sakit, no? Masakit yung chan. Itai, no? So, unaka ga itai desu kara nani mo tabi ta kunai desu. So, since your stomach is aching, no, you don't want to eat anything. Okay? So, ano pa bang pwede nating sabihin na may tai? No? For example, numimas, no? Gusto mong uminom ng tubig. So, mizu o numitai desu. Okay, numitai means I want to drink. Okay. Ano pa ba? I want to sleep, no? Nimas, 'di ba? Nimas. Sleep is nimas. So, yung mas kunin na lang si ne na lang. So, netai means to sleep. Watashi wa nitai desu. Okay? So, parang ganun siya, no? Now, let's go to noun place e plus verb mas form in ikimas, kimas, and kairimas. No? It's interesting kasi pag sinabi nating ikimas, from my place going to another place is ikimas. No? In English, we say go. Go, no? From here to another place is go. Kimas naman, from that place to my place is come. We call it kimas. Okay, kimas. So for example, nandito ako ngayon, gusto kong pumunta sa inyong lugar, sabihin kong ikimas. Kayo, gusto nyong pumunta dito, ako yung magsasalita, so sabihin ko na anata wa watashi no ie kimas. No, kimas. Kasi ako yung nagsasalita, nasa doon ka, papunta dito, so kimas. Ako papunta doon, ako yung nagsasalita, ikimas. No? And then kairimas means coming home. No? Coming home yung kairimas. No? Papuntang pauwi. Kobe, indo ryo tabi ni ikimas. Okay? So in this particular what do you call this? In this particular situation or expression, meron tayo ditong rule o basahin natin, no? The purpose for ikimas, kimas, or kairimas is expressed using this pattern. The purpose is marked with the particle ni. A noun used before ni is of the kind denoting an action. So you can use nouns denoting events such as festivals and concert before ni. In the case, the speaker's purpose is to see or enjoy the event. Okay? Kobe kaimono ni ikimasu. No? So, ibig sabihin, you go to Kobe for the purpose lang na gusto mong kumain. No? Pumunta doon at kumain, no? Ng kanilang ryori, no? Kobe. Kobe, indo ryo tabi ni ikimasu. So, it's like go and eat. No? It's like go and eat. No? Tabe is eat. No? And then, diba may mga pagkakataon tayo nga, I will go see a movie. No? For example, go see a movie. So here, go eat indoor yori, no? In Kobe, no? For example. So Kobe, kaimono ni ikimasu. Okay, so you go to Kobe for the purpose lang na mag-shopping ka lang, no? Nihon bijutsu no benkyo ni kimashita. So you went to Nihon just to study fine arts. No? For example, Ashita Kyoto no omatsuri ni ikimasu. So you will go and see no? The Matsuri in Kyoto, for example. Now we have noun ni verb or noun o verb. So ano kisaten ni hayarimasho. Okay? So let's get inside that coffee shop, for example. Nanaji ni uchiyo demasu. So I go out, no, of the house. I leave the house at 7. Okay, at 7, for example. So ni marks the goal when used with the verbs like hairimas, norimas. No, norimas means to ride. Hairimas means to get inside. Dimas means to go outside. No? And orimas naman yung o. O naman yung gagamitin or o ang gagamitin if you use the verbs dimas and orimas. No? So these are the different particles that you use with different types of verbs. And the last, second to the last, no, doko ka, nanika. So, fuyu yasumi wa doko ka ikimashita ka? Okay, ikimashita. Okay, fuyu yasumi wa doko ka ikimashita ka? Hai, ikimashita. And then, nodo ga kawarimashita kara nani ka o nomitai desu ka? Sumitai nomimono o nomitai desu. So doko ka, nani ka is asking what. No? So doko ka means anywhere or somewhere. Nani ka means anything or something. Okay? So ima wa, yeah, you will say ima wa yasumi kara doko ka ikimasu or ikitai desu. Doko ka, so I want to go anywhere, no? Everywhere or somewhere. Nani ka naman yung gusto mong gawin. No? For example, gutom ako ngayon. No? Ima wa onaka ga suita kara nani ka tabitai desu. Okay? So, nani ka o tabitai desu. So, I want to eat anything or something. No? So, parang ganun yung gamit ng nani ka or doko ka. Doko ka is anywhere, somewhere. Nanika is anything or something. And the last is gochumong. May I have your order? This is a template statement or expression, no, that is used in restaurants, for example. May I have your order? So gochumong wa. So go is a prefix added to some words to express respect. Now, as you may have noticed, gumagamit tayo ng go at saka ng o. No? Umatsuri, for example. Umatsuri means matsuri. No, osake, 'di ba? Yung osake, 'di ba? Dapat sake lang siya. But if you say it with respect, you say osake. Mizu is water, pero if you say it with respect, nagiging omizu. Yung go naman ginagamit for again for honorific, no? Go chumong. Pwede namang chumong. Wa? What is your order? May I have your order? Pero if we are talking about what do you call this? About respect, we use go. No, go to show respect. Okay, so do you have any questions before we end today's meeting? I will be uploading this simple discussion on YouTube. You can watch it and then make comments in there. That would serve also as your attendance. I know that we do not have really much time to talk to each other and to discuss lessons. So if you have questions, you can directly post it on YouTube later because I will upload this discussion with you. By the way, meron ba tayong tanong doon, maliban dito sa lesson? Okay, bago tayo dumako doon sa ating requirement, meron ba tanong sa lesson? Leslie, do you have a question?
None, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Going back, changing our topic, no? Going to the next one, which is our requirement. Naglagay ako doon ng requirement na isang TikTok video na hindi siya bababa ng 2 minutes. Tama ba ako? Hindi lalampas ng 3 minutes. Ang gagawin lang natin doon ay gagawa tayong either ng meme, no? Either ng meme. Alam naman natin kung paano gawin yung meme. Yung example ko nasa baba, meme siya. Pero yung meme na to, dapat may kwento. No? Yung may kwento na mga meme na pwede nating gawa ng something creative TikTok video. Not necessarily TikTok. Kung wala kayong account sa TikTok, no need to make an account on TikTok. Pwede namang gumawa lang sa cellphone ng memes, or pwede kayong gumawa ng simple dialogue using finger puppet. No? Yung finger or hand puppet. No? Meron kayong characters, si Doraemon, si Nobita, for example. Tapos, gagamit lang tayo po ng simpleng sentences na kukunin niyo yung sentences dito mismo sa ating lesson na mula Module 1 hanggang Module 8. So, malalaman ko din naman kung gumamit kayo ng translator, hindi tayo kailangang gumamit ng translator. Simple sentence lang. Halimbawa, nagtatanong ng pangalan. Namaiwa nandes ka? Watashi no namae wa Junri desu. Halimbawa, sample lang siya. And then another conversation. Philippine no naka de nani ga ichibang kodamo no wa nani ga ichibang desu ka, or something like that, no? So you are using the expressions that we are using here, no? And then you are making dialogue or conversation. Yung mga simpleng lang siya na creative presentation na pwede nating magawa. Pero ang focus nandito is more or less making use of the expressions that we learned. No? Wala nang kailangan na maghanap ka pa ng ibang expressions. Yung mga expressions na nandito lang, yun yung natin. And then as much as possible, yung theme ng inyong meme or puppet play or whatever drama you want to create, yung simpleng theme lang siya, no, about the lesson na theme natin. Wag nang lumihis o lumabas doon para hindi kayo mahirapan. No? Just a very simple one. Since this is already an intermediate lesson or high upper beginner lesson, you're expected to make use of the expressions that we have learned in class, that you have learned in the module. If you have questions later, please do post it on the either group chat or dun mismo sa comment section under the YouTube video because I'll be posting this later. Okay? So, meron pa ba tayong tanong?
No, sir.
Ranela, do you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Before we end, siguro i-end ko muna yung recording, no, para maputol hanggang dito lang yung recording.